welcome to another episode of MumNSon. So today's episode is going to be something great, something that I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to really appreciate, and it's going to be about not giving up and having determination even when times get tough, rough, or you're on your way to pursuing something, whether that's a goal or a achievement or anything else, or you've had some setbacks. This is about not giving up, isn't it, Mum?
Absolutely. And by all means, when we are faced with challenges, when we're faced with things not going our way, you have the opportunity in your hands to make choices and decisions that you can say to yourself, you know what, I've just had enough, and you're thinking, I'm going to give up here. This has beaten me, or whatever it is. This has beaten me.
It's got the better of you.
Yeah, it's got the better of you, and you're just thinking, I can't go on. So at this point or stage in your life, you have the power to make a choice, to make a decision, to either turn things around or let whatever it is beat you. And determination is the key to trying to turn that around, regardless of the situation.
Definitely so.
Yeah. So what would you share with people that are watching today? What you feel are very important points with regards to keeping that will and determination going? How do you keep that fight going within you? And how do you kind of allow it to enthuse you to the point where you have the courage or the bounce back factor to keep going?
I think one of the great ways of doing that, or something to always remember, is, why am I doing this? What is your reason and what is your why for pursuing the thing you're trying to attain?
Okay.
When we do face setbacks, and it does happen to everyone, you can start to think, you know what, maybe this ain't gonna work for me. Maybe it's not gonna happen. Maybe my stars don't align in some type of way, and this wasn't meant for me, so on and so forth. And I think when you come from that point of place, it's a very disempowering place.
Yeah.
But you have to bring it back from a disempowered place to a more empowered place, which is saying, actually, why is it that I'm doing this? What is it that I love about the thing I'm trying to do? Why is it that I feel that I'm going to be making a difference, and this is going to help me change my life, and so on and so forth? So when you start to think about those whys, those real reasons why, hopefully they're so strong that you go, actually, that's it. That's why I did it. Some people, everyone's different. Some people do it because they want to better their own lives. Some people want to better their family's lives. Some people want to do it because they want to be the first one to do something that no one else has. There are many reasons, but it's easy, if you keep getting knocked down, to lose sight of the reason that you were doing anything. But a good place to
give up.
And to give up, because you just say, do you know what, I've tried so many times, it's not happening. Maybe it just wasn't meant for me, or maybe I'm one of those people that I'm not lucky enough. And as I said, that's a disempowering thought. And the way of looking at it, a more empowered way, is knowing that this is for you and making the choice to say, I still choose to walk this path and to keep going. Therefore, something has to happen. Something has to show up.
Yeah, and I feel that with this whole aspect of never giving up, you're always creating the potential for success with that mindset.
Yeah.
True. If you're in a negative mindset, you're shutting the doors down to your creativity or what you're trying to manifest. You're shutting the doors down by giving up. But by having determination, by staying positive and saying, you know what, I'm not going to give up. I've been knocked down, and this could be across all kinds of areas. You may be knocked down with jobs. You may be knocked down with relationships. You may be knocked down with love.
True,
You may be knocked down in terms of your goals and ambitions,
Yeah.
things come across or come along a path to kind of test you.
Yeah.
In a way, isn't it?
It's true, and the same thing to add to what Alicia's saying is also some people find it with, you know, weight or working on themselves in their physical aspect to get better.
Correct.
You know, like you stick to something for about 2 weeks and you feel not enough is happening, or you haven't reached a certain target, and then you feel like giving up and you're like, what's the point? So as you said, relationships, goals, career goals, personal goals, lifestyle goals, it plays a part in
all
everything.
these areas. And it's so, you know what I find, it's just as easy to give up as it is to keep going.
Yeah.
They're two options, and both are, you know, I wouldn't say they're easy options. You know, each one has its pros and cons, and each one has its, you know, thought processes and decision making processes. But it's just as easy to give up as it is to keep going. You just make that choice. You just determine that you're going to choose one or the other. And by all means, one is a negative one, the other a positive one. And by all means, positive always wins out in the end. Because by staying positive and determined and saying, I have the will, I have the determination to keep going, I'm not going to give up, you're then on an energy level opening up the, you know, the opportunity for manifesting. For manifesting something different, manifesting something better, or manifesting a change where you thought there is no way.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, when you think about it, if you give up, then it's like the potential, as you said, to create
and go forward.
And go
you
forward.
Take it away.
You take it away from
Take it away from yourself.
Your, like, self, because you could be saying, oh yeah, but how am I taking it away from myself when I've tried and nothing's happened, and it feels like everything's always taken away from me. I never get a fair shot, or, you know, like a fair go at things, or luck never works in my favor, this and that. But as I said, that's a disempowering way of looking at things.
It's that,
you have to kind of go back to what is it that you want to do, and then, as you said, it's making that choice of, I can either have the choice to not do this, or I can have the choice to do it. And that's because when we say it from that point of view, you recognize actually destiny is kind of in my hands, like,
and it always
choice,
is.
And that's,
it always is. And the sooner you accept it and realize it, the better life is going to get for you.
Well, yeah,
because that is empowering.
Will hear that and feel, wow, like now you say that,
empowering.
Actually, I feel empowered. Some people may even be scared, saying, oh my gosh, like now I know this, I feel like I don't want responsibility, because then I can't blame no one else, or I can't blame something else.
Because we love blaming people, don't we?
Because we
love
could say, blaming. Well, I gave it a go, I tried this, it just didn't happen, so
this went wrong, that went wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So
you know what?
I kind of have a
up.
justified reason for feeling sorry for myself.
Correct.
Or a justified reason for giving up.
Yeah.
And
you, if when that happens, you've sold yourself that story. You've sold You've actually sold yourself, you know, the negative side of it, and started to believe it.
It's true, because who's the author of your story? You're basically writing it.
Yeah.
As every day goes
as
along.
you go along, yeah.
You know, every day you're writing like a brand new page. Yeah. Everyone else who's in it is just a secondary character.
Correct.
Of, you know, you being the main character as well. So it's almost like when you see it from that point of view. And I remember reading something once that said, you know, there's a difference between being disappointed and being discouraged.
Correct.
And I think that's something that when it comes to giving up plays a massive part. You can have a sense of disappointment, like, oh damn, I'm disappointed that didn't go through because I really wanted it, or I've tried so hard and I was expecting this and I'm disappointed that it didn't happen. What I say to that as well is you should also look at the things that did happen, you know, but you can't be discouraged to the point of saying, well, I can't
give up.
Yeah, I give up, basically.
Yeah, this has beaten me.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that, because once you tip into that type of way of viewing it, it's done.
You've sealed your fate.
Yeah,
haven't you?
Exactly.
You've sealed your fate. You've literally sealed your fate by calling it and saying, you know, I've given up. And, you know, at the end of the day, everything that you aim for, everything that you desire and wish for or wish to achieve is going to manifest or come about through your will and determination.
Yeah.
It's your will and determination that drives what I would term as action. You know, and I always see action is like a wheel turning. And your will and determination helps that wheel turn.
Yeah.
And you helps create action. And all of this puts you in the zone, if you like, of manifesting. You know, if you stop those wheels turning, if you give up, if you know, stop the action rolling forward, you're slowing everything down.
Yeah.
And instead of coming from a place of, I can keep creating, I can keep growing, I can keep manifesting, you're just literally closing everything off. And do not be surprised if things start slowing down and everything starts not happening for you. You know, you have to do, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of the situation, you have to find that deeper place that will keep you going. Regardless of the adversity, you have to find it. And obviously there's all forms in life where, you know, we do feel, you get knocked down so much.
Yeah.
You get knocked down on so many levels. But also another way that I see these type of things happening to us, if I can, you know, slightly going off, but another way I see these things as, if maybe not a test, they happen as giving us an opportunity to grow and to let other aspects of our nature come out and evolve.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're not going forward. We're staying as we are, like some of the other shows that we covered about, you know, holding yourself back, things like that. So will and determination and staying determined and bouncing back is all about digging deeper.
Yeah.
And realizing that all of these negative things are there to teach me something. I'm supposed to be learning from these experiences. Yeah, they're not good. You know, we get knocked down. They're not good experiences, but we grow from them.
If we choose to grow from them because some people will use that as an excuse to not grow and go, well, that's when I fell off. Well, that is down to you, whether you choose to grow and become sort of a greater version of yourself to reach your greatest accomplishment, or like wherever it is, or whether you choose to use that as a reason to kind of reverse things or stay stuck where you are, or even go backwards and give up fully and start to sabotage yourself more and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, I totally agree. When it comes to things like this, you hear a lot of successful people saying, I learned more from my failures than I have even for my successes, because when you face something, whether you class it as a failure or adversity, something like that, it teaches you, it should make you look at yourself and see, what am I doing? Why isn't it working? How can I make it work better? Is there a part of me that has to grow? Is there a part of me that has to go beyond where I am now to achieve whatever it is I want to achieve? Those things, those knockdowns, the setbacks, or whatever you want to call them, they should always be viewed as, what's the lesson that I can learn so that I can sort of pass this and go beyond this. That's what should always be seen as, rather than using it as a reason to give up, using it as a reason to quit, give in, to make an excuse. Oh, that's just the way it is.
This always happens to me.
This always happens to me.
There's always this kind of idea, or you know, and it's easy to fall into this,
Yeah.
where you feel that there's some overriding factor that is pushing and prodding you, and, you know, making you go through this, or, you know, life is so hard, etc. It is all hard. It isn't easy, but you have the power within you to steer things in a new direction.
Yeah.
That you must always understand.
That's
that you
just-
must
yeah.
always realize exists within you to change the situation, to change the circumstances. That is your gift. Regardless of who you are, that is, I would call it, your self-empowerment, and making choices and decisions, positive, negative. Remember, that power to do so rests with you and no one else. No one has an overriding factor over you on an energy level to stop you. If you have the will and, you know, I mean, the amazing thing about sport is that you see this happening.
Well, this is
all
why,
the time.
this is why
That's
we always
why I love
talk about sport.
I
and,
love it because you see passion. You see, you know, you may be watching something, you think there's no way this person's going to win, and then somehow,
like you
some
see
way,
underdogs triumph when
underdogs
everyone
triumph.
had said
Had written them off.
it's impossible.
Exactly.
You see champions face huge losses,
Yeah.
and then they come back
again.
or things are going to the last second of a game or something, and then they manage to pull a winner
In the last minute.
And that comes down to, at the end of the day, and we can
Will
even
and
talk about,
determination.
you know, sort of like an attitude and a mindset as well. It comes down to not giving up.
Exactly.
And, you know, putting everything you have into something that you believe in, or something that you want, or something that you want to attain or manifest or create for yourself.
Because you see, at times, you see a better team face a lesser team.
Yeah.
But it can be that the lesser team, or the team that doesn't have, you know, the underdog, as you said, like the underdog suddenly believes in themselves so much that they turn things around and go on to win the game.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, we've seen it
happens
so many times.
And that's why sports is, even when you think about sports films like Rocky and that's why people love films like that.
Yeah.
Because someone that comes from nowhere, doesn't have a chance, works extremely hard, and, you know, it's like, that's the thing. You are carving your own life and writing your own book.
Always.
So whether if you see life as kind of a game or something like that, so whether at the end of the game you're gonna triumph and be a winner, or whether you're not, is really up to you. It depends what you're doing whilst you're playing. You know, whilst you're in life and getting stuck in and going through things.
And this element of, you know, realizing this really does, or you should feel empowered by that thought.
Yeah.
You really should, because being empowered in thinking, wow, you know, I am the person who can determine, you know, how my day is going to go, or I'm the person that is going to determine the outcome of what it is I want, or what it is I'm striving for, or what goals I'm trying to attain. If you are knocked down, if you are, you know, basically you are facing adversity after the other, you know, it's so easy to say, well, this is it. But you must always look to yourself and say, I have the power to overcome this. I have the power to keep going. You know, nobody needs to... It's great to have encouragement. You know, and a lot of people give up because they don't get encouragement. And they don't get support.
Yeah, that's
another
true.
aspect.
That's
of,
another aspect.
Of why people decide.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what? I can't go on. You know, I feel. You know, why am I wasting my time?
Sometimes people even tell you, "Why are you still doing this?
Yeah, like
this is crazy,"
you know,
or like you're wasting your time. Like, do you think that you can do that? It's hard to do. It's too much competition, or it's too
correct
to find someone like this, or whatever it is. You know.
So in spite of other people's support, in spite of what, you know, you have to have that strength to keep going. You remember, you know, in one of our other episodes, we talked about, you know, needing validation from people and things like that. You know, you have to throw all of that out the window. It's great to have it. If it's there, great, take it. But if it isn't there, you have to somehow find within yourself a sense of inner power to say, I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to be beaten.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep trying. And it, as you know, in our other episode, we talked about seeing things to a certain level. You don't have to see the full picture.
Yeah.
But as you go along the way, don't give up.
That's exactly it.
Because you'll never reach it for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And, you know, this is adding on to that and everything that we talked about, which some people may hear it and go, man, like, that's, like, how can you say this and that? But the truth is as well is that you have to also try and enjoy the journey. You know, like it sounds a bit
when there's so many
or hard to do or
when
say,
there's so many negative
so much things going on, but
you would think,
but you have to,
is this the journey?
Because we also all think that when we achieve this, then
everything will be all right,
or everything will feel better, or da 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 da. But you have to some extent. I'm not saying you have to agree with what's happening or accept it and be a doormat or something like that. But what I'm saying is you have to recognize, as you said, that this is a process. This is something where you're going to have to sometimes grow. You're going to have to get better. You're going to have to take a few knocks to come back up and spring yourself to do more. But enjoy those sprouts or those spurts of thrusting forward because of, you know, you've decided to put power back in your hands and go forward again.
Absolutely.
You know, like, recognize that.
Yeah.
Praise yourself for it when you do go forward and stuff. Because sometimes we say, when I've done it, then I can give myself a pat on the back and, you know, say, wow, I've done it. I feel great now.
Pat yourself on the back, on the way, on the journey.
Because
as part of the journey.
Because when exactly.
Keep telling yourself, you know, I'm going to make it.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep going.
If you're not your biggest cheerleader, you're going to be the main person kicking yourself down. So you have to somehow...
And you can't rely on other people.
And you can't rely on other people.
You can't rely on other people to always be there for you and to say, you know, I might say champion what you're doing and do it positively, but, you know, there's people that don't have anyone to do that, or there are people that are not in a situation where they've got much support.
Yeah.
And, you know, who do they turn to? Some people may say, oh, well, nobody supports me. Everything I try and do, nobody supports me. My family don't support me. My siblings, you know, sometimes not even my children support me. But you have to say, with or without, I have to do this. You have to come from that strength.
Yeah.
You have to come from that place. Otherwise, guess what? You get shut down.
It's definitely true. And, you know, like, look at when we're babies or young children and stuff. Imagine if when we try to learn to walk and we fall over multiple times. Imagine if you said, well, I'm giving up.
Giving up,
in baby language. Like, imagine if you said that, I'm giving up.
Go.
Yeah, like I'm kind of giving up. You wouldn't be able to walk, and if you wouldn't be able to walk, you wouldn't be able to jog, and you wouldn't be able to run, and you know. So what I'm saying is that it's like, I know it's hard sometimes, especially when you're doing things and this and that. But
really hard.
Anything that you try and do before you take flight, there's going to be turbulence and stuff like that. So those are part of the process, but you also have to, as you said, it's like, you can't be your biggest judge or critic. You sometimes also have to be someone who says, you know what, I'm trying. Fair enough. I want this to work. I want to do better.
And you champion yourself.
But you have to champion yourself. You have to recognize, but I'm 1% better than I was yesterday.
Correct.
Because even me going forward, whether I face another setback, the fact that something's happening means I'm going forward in some way. Because what's worse than being stuck and nothing happening and nothing will ever change?
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather go forward and face a few setbacks
and,
until you reach whatever you want to, than to stay stuck, quit, and nothing ever happened. Nothing ever changes.
And you didn't take any risks.
You didn't take any risks. And sometimes you end up even pushing yourself more back.
Yeah. And you're too scared to come out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know, and it's easy to feel safe and secure in that comfort zone. You know, we all love to have the safety and security of what we know and what we're familiar with. And sometimes being determined means you have to break through barriers, personal barriers, mindset barriers, emotional barriers.
Yeah, emotional barriers. Well, that's
you know,
huge.
all of these things are going to push you forward. You have to take it and say, you know, I am embracing this journey. I'm embracing what I'm going through, because you are learning, because you see it not as the end, but as part of the process. And
that's true, actually. Yeah,
in so many
that's
areas.
true. Rather seeing it as the end, it's just the part of the process.
And as part of the process, you can accept it more easily.
Yeah,
you can say this. You can see it as, this isn't the end. You know, what am I learning? What is this teaching me? It's hard when things are down and you're facing real challenges. But if you see it from that point of view of, what am I learning? What is this teaching me? You know, how can I go on to be my best self as part of this process?
Exactly.
Then you've won the battle already. Yeah, that's what I would say. You have won. Yeah, just with that mindset.
It's definitely true. And lastly, I guess we're summarizing and wrapping it up. What I'd add to that is just saying that, you know, when you do these things and it's gonna start to reflect and show you who you really are, or who you thought you were.
Correct.
Because when you're in the trenches, when you face the tough times, that's how you're gonna know who you are, or even if you feel like, oh, I can't do it, I'm not, then who you're gonna become. You know, are you going to be someone who still plays that same story and does the give me up thing? Yeah. Or are you going to be someone that goes, wow, you know what, like, this knocked me down and I didn't know that I'd be this knocked down. But at the same time, I want this, or I'm committed to getting back up and seeing it through.
And bouncing back.
It will so this is, as well as being a life lesson or growth, it's going to tell you a lot about who you are and stuff like that. And things that you didn't know about yourself. That you could go, damn, you know what, I need to step my game up. Or, you know, I didn't know.
You can, at times like this, you can uncover hidden strengths.
Yeah, because that's what this is about.
Courage that you never knew
was like there.
Yeah, so you can surprise yourself.
That can happen.
You know, in the final outcome, when you've finally succeeded, or you finally attained your goals, or achieved, you know, what it is you wanted to achieve, and you can say, gosh, wow, I didn't know I had that fight in me.
Exactly.
I'd rather look back and say, I didn't know I had that fight in me. Wow, I've surprised myself. Than to have stepped back and said, you know what, I can't do this.
Yeah, and it goes back to when you said about, wow, I didn't know I had this in me and so on. It reminds me of the whole sports thing. Yeah. About some of the underdogs. Yeah. That don't have a chance, but it's almost like going through what they've been through in that and stuff. They're thinking like, you know what, man, there's something in me that I didn't know was even there. And do you know the thing with this is like, well, is sometimes from a disempowering place, we could look at it and say, oh, well, it's easy for that person because they were born into a richer family, or this person was very fortunate to have this or that, or I don't have enough education, or I'm sure we'll do one about, you know, age, am I too young or too old at like another day. But you can have so many excuses why to give up. I tried so many times, it never worked, this and that. But, you know, as Alicia said in the beginning, the choice or the option, whether you do or whether you don't,
rests with you.
It's pretty much in your hands. So you have, no matter what external factors are going on, you're the one that chooses to either go with this option or this
the
one.
Other. Yeah.
So it's really up to you.
I mean, I hope that this particular episode encourages those watching to feel that what we've shared can help support them as part of that process of making the right decision, of making making the decision to choose. I'm going to go with sticking to it. I'm going to go with, you know, feeling determined and not giving up. And I think if you get anything out of today's episode, it is literally to say, you know what, I have the strength and power to keep going, to keep my determination running.
Exactly.
And basically to never give up.
And I'll just add to that we've dropped sort of many kind of gems or tips or whatever you want to call it throughout this video.
Sure.
But, and you know, some of this we do to encourage you ourselves, but we also do it as well to prod you a bit, to kind of make you think outside the box or something like that. And oh wow, but what, I have to work on myself, or I have to, yeah, because we're also trying to let you know that you have the power within you to go and do something and this and that. And that's what, because we could motivate you and just do that, but motivation can last just as long as it makes you feel good. But we want you to reflect on yourself and work on yourself to some extent, so that you can say, wow, like their words not only made me feel better and this and that, but I'm starting to sort of work on myself a bit, and I'm actually starting to feel better with myself
and within yourself.
And within myself, because that's what we also want to do as well. So but we want the best for you. You deserve everything, and deserve, you know, whether that's prosperity or other sort of whether it's in your personal life, any goals there, or in business or career or as a parent or whatever it is. We want the best for you. But if there's anything else you want us to talk about, then please let us know. You can always leave your comments and let us know what other topics you want us to go over. And is there anything else you want us to add to that?
That's great. I'm, you know, and I'm really enjoying, you know, sharing this knowledge. And getting it out there. Because, you know, the whole reason we started this is because we keep talking about these subjects. You know, and between us, and it's like, hey, this is great stuff to be sharing with others and helping others. You know, if what we say helps even one person, you know, in
then
one day, then it was worth doing it.
It was worth sharing.
Absolutely.
Because we could do this with our family or friends or with ourselves, because we still go through things and stuff like that. But we also have learned a lot going through these things. So if we help people, whether they're family, friends, or, you know, family members and so on, that's all nice. But as, you know, Alicia said, like, if we can help even one person that's outside of who we sort of know in like our circle, then it was worth doing this. It was worth sharing.
And even, you know, I mean, for me, I don't know, but for me, even deciding to do this was taking me out of my comfort zone.
Definitely.
You know,
exactly.
To say, wow, I'm going to sit there and start sharing this information with people. It's taken me out of my... I'm learning as part of this process.
Same.
And it's teaching me stuff as well.
Exactly.
As I go
and that's even
that I'm sharing with
about ourselves, you know, new skills that we didn't know that we had, and so on and so forth. So that's it. And we're, you know, sometimes we'll do things and we'll get the structure right and so on and so forth, but at the same time we're also enjoying the process of figuring it out.
And not holding ourselves back by saying, let's just keep going and let's just keep helping and sharing this with you. So definitely, you know, what do we always say? Share, stick a thumbs up.
Like,
if you like
everything, then stick a thumbs up. That'll be appreciated. And if you want to join the family and be a part of the community, then hit the subscribe button, and we'll always welcome you with open arms as well.
That's great. Everyone's welcome.
All right, so
thanks a lot for
this
listening
one
to us.
And until the next time, this is MumNSon, and we are done. Take it easy, guys.